So let me give you an idea of a typical family that comes into my office. Let's say this is a young family, they have 2 children, and they come to me and they tell me that the problem is their credit cards. Why? Because they say, I have $500 a month on my credit card payments, and the interest rates are high, and the balances are not going down. It's these credit cards that are a problem. Now, those credit cards might be a problem, but they may not be the main problem. Now, let's say this family brings home together about $4,000 a month. Now, at $4,000 a month on an FHA loan, they probably qualify for a mortgage of about $1,400. So they have this $1,400 payment, and they have the $500 of credit cards, which they brought to me as their problem. But there's another thing going on. After they purchased this home and qualified for that mortgage, they ended up over the course of years with 2 car payments. Let's say one is $600 and one is $400, so they total $1,000 a month just on car payments. But then we've got gasoline, that's another $250, and insurance, which is another $250. So there's another $500 that we add. So when we look at their transportation costs, it's the $1,000 of car payments plus the gasoline and insurance, which is another $500, $1,500 more than their mortgage payment. So do the math. Their mortgage payment is $1,400. Their transportation costs are $1,500. We're already up to $2,900. And their credit cards are another $500. That brings us up to $3,400. That only leaves them with $600 for everything else in their budget. And they just can't do it. Now, how did this problem happen? Well, it happened when they started adding car payments into their budget. And little by little, the car payments took precedence and actually was a factor in causing them to be credit dependent. When they got that first car payment, they started to notice that an emergency would have to be covered on a credit card. But when they got the second car payment, they were finding that a lot of ordinary expenses like gasoline and groceries, things that you would normally pay cash for, are going to the credit cards to make room for enough cash to go toward the payments on these vehicles. And that is the underlying undiagnosed problem. Now, before we go any further, let's talk about some statistics.